Alright, what's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Silent Hill 2, the remake. Now, as usual, I try to kind of hide when I do a new session if it's in the middle of an episode. But for this one, because I've been talking a few times about upping the difficulty to standard, this is obviously going to be a bit more of a, regardless of where it happens, I need to make sure I introduce the fact that it's a new session. And that this is what's happening. Because there's been a lot of talk about the difficulty, and so I feel like so far, the first 5.5 hours, like, yes, I died to Pyramid Head, but that was a bit of a, yeah, I don't really count that. It was mostly just because I didn't trust in my pistol, and I tried to melee him, but other than that, I think, yes, of course, we've taken a lot of hits, and it's been scary, and damage, and all that kind of stuff, but, I mean, if we look at, like, inventory, I had, like, 70 bullets before I faced Pyramid Head, and I've got 4 syringes and 20 health drinks. I feel like I'm doing pretty well right now. So let's just give it a go. And if I end up not liking the higher difficulty, we can always go back. And so I think that's probably what we're going to try and do here. And I think it's good for me to see, and I think it's good for you guys who don't know too much about the game to see what they've done with standard difficulty. Maybe I'm going to get along just fine. Who knows? Or maybe I'm going to conclude, like a lot of other people did, that it's a little bit too difficult and tedious, and that I'm better off just kind of stepping back into light and just continuing that way. But I think it's worth a try. So, we made it through a very deep, like, apartment sequence in the last session. It took quite a long time, but now we finally made it back out and we can head towards Rosewater Park. Now, I'm still generally not sure the extent to which we're going to be allowed to come back here for this stuff. Like, for example, this keypad, I don't know if it's lost forever at this stage, but I guess we'll find out. As always, of course, as I've said, I've been trying my best to kind of look around and see everything and break lots of glass, and I think I've generally been pretty successful. Again, evidenced, I think, by the amount of things I have in my inventory in terms of, like, healing. And bullets, because obviously most of that stuff is found by looking around. They don't just literally scatter everything in front of you. You have to break windows, you have to look around, you have to put in a little bit of effort to get that, to get your inventory to look good with that stuff. So I think I've made a pretty good effort so far. Of course I've missed a whole bunch of stuff too, I'm sure, but that is the nature of a blind playthrough. I'm sure, like, every video is probably going to have some comments in it about, like, could have entered this place, could have done this thing. And those are always, like, they're helpful for people, like, watching along that might be doing their own playthrough. They'll get to see things that I didn't. But for me, of course, it's always too late. So it's partly another reason I basically stopped reading comments a few years ago, because all of this kind of retroactive information generally doesn't help because I've already played through. So if I ever decide to do it again, then I play with a guide anyway, most of the time. So it's mostly information that's just useful for other people, I think. But yeah, I think I'd say we're doing pretty well given the circumstances. There was an interesting comment in the premiere. So I had the premiere last night. I'm recording this like the morning after. Thank you to everybody who came along for the premiere, by the way. We had a good time. Thank you for joining me and for supporting the series. Special shout out to Princess Magical, who dropped an insane donation, basically funded the entire series now, so thank you. Regardless of how bad the views might be for this one, at least with a big donation like that, it's paid for itself, so massive appreciation for that one. But yeah, someone mentioned the whole, obviously there was a section where I talked about the reticle. Oh, hold on a minute. Got a scene first. Ah, it's her.
Hey, it was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
I don't know. What's a big dum-dum like you doing here anyway?
Hey, that's not very nice. Didn't your parents teach you any manners? What you got there?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
What? Hey, wait! How do you know her name?
And there it is. Yeah, going to talk about that in a second. But first of all, yeah, there was a mention, basically, I talked about the reticle, and like the game generally tries to be pretty helpful with finding stuff. Obviously, it gives you that kind of reticle / visual and indicator there's something to inspect. And you can adjust the size of that and that kind of stuff. In general, I think it's pretty good. I've kept it quite small to, you know, find that balance between immersion and also being able to find things. Someone mentioned that basically it's still like you need to point the camera quite specifically like at something to be able to see it. I don't know, I think maybe true, but in my experience so far, again, given what I have been able to find, I think it's pretty generous. I think it's pretty good, but I think for if you want to, of course, you can always make the reticle bigger, but I think again without a guide it's just extremely difficult to get absolutely everything or find everything. And that's part of the game. I think that's the reason why games also have some replayability. Going through this game again, maybe on a harder difficulty, like up the puzzle difficulty, up the combat, you know, find things you didn't find before. There's going to be a lot of things that... There was also a few things where people were like, oh, this part was quite interesting in terms of the lore. And obviously to me, like, for example, I think one bit was obviously the guy that kind of locked himself into the bathroom or whatever it was. And James kind of stretched his hand through to get the jukebox button. Like, obviously, for first-time players, it was mostly about the visceralness of, like, that scene, like, in terms of just how gory it seemed to be. Like, sticking his hand into something disgusting into the unknown. But people who, obviously, end up completing the game and know the story and the lore, there might be a lot more there than you would have known. And so if you play the game again, having kind of experienced the story, there's going to be a lot more that you can obtain the second time round. So, yeah, I'm definitely not getting too hung up on what I didn't get, but I have been making an effort, of course, to find as much as possible. So, yeah, we meet the little girl again, and, yeah, I mean, the fact that she references Mary, she's just sitting there, I think it's obviously very clear at this point that it's a lot of mind games happening here, a lot of them. I guess at this stage, it's not really the case that he's obviously seeing some stuff that isn't there, or hearing some stuff that isn't there, but how much of it is there, or it's definitely interesting indeed. Okay. New environment. In general, I think that's obviously, for me at least at this point, is one of the biggest sources of intrigue. There's also those moments where you get a prompt and it just literally just shows you this, like, what he's looking at. It could be just like a wall with some scratches on it, or it's stuff that seems very like innocuous. So like there could be one here and you just look at this and I'm just like, okay, why are you showing me this? And over time, obviously, it seems to look more and more like those are things, obviously, the game wants you to pay attention to because there's something obviously important about them. And I think what I noticed most was that the environmental changes kind of freak me out a little bit, where you'll go into an area, the one with the TV, like the guy sitting in front of the couch, is one of the most interesting ones, where you go in there and then something happens and then the environment changes in a way that it just couldn't have changed before. And obviously, like, it draws attention to that type of stuff as well. So the environment's changing around him. But, like, when does that happen? How does it happen? Did it even happen? All of those types of questions are all very interesting. And I'm looking forward to seeing just, you know, how much of it is purely just in James's mind, how much of it is manipulation from an external source. Because we obviously have the whole... keep pressing start to go into the inventory. We have these. And so obviously there's someone playing some kind of games or pulling some kind of strings as well. Like there's a lot of different elements happening here. And I'm really curious to unravel at least some of them over time. Alright, let's have a quick read. All the greatest hits here, the Boulder Armor, Neely's, Jack's Inn. Welcome to Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. There's no better place than here to let go of your busy schedules and finally enjoy a relaxing vacation. Rows of quaint, rustic houses mark a gorgeous mountain landscape. As the dawn turns to dusk, the surface of Toluca Lake shines a whole range of dreamlike colors. Silent Hill will move you and fill your heart with peace. We're more than certain your time here will be pleasant and leave you with memories that will stay with you forever. It seems to be the case, but maybe not good memories. People's thoughts remain here forever. And I think that might be the first Final Fantasy X reference I've made, the entire run. You know shit's serious, and you know I've gone outside of my usual zone when even a Final Fantasy X reference takes that long to make.
This is it. Mary. Could you really be here?
And no. Yeah, the one I did mention it in the chat in the premiere, was sometimes, like James, obviously in these incredibly high stress and fear situations, he just seems completely like nonchalant, just very stoic. And obviously in my head sometimes I hear Sid say, "You're awfully calm about it," because he's just that guy. He's just, even though he shows some subtle indications of being like shit scared, when he's really faced with the moment, he's extremely just like quiet and chill a lot of the time. Patrick Chester, son of Edward, he fought and died for the people, for liberty, and for all of our tomorrows. His memory lives on. Well, his head doesn't, I guess. Alright, let's continue on. Rosewater Park. Man, I kind of want to see, like, I wish there was some kind of mod to show you, there probably is, like a mod to show you what this place looks like with zero fog. I don't know how much of the map they would have drawn. Like, is it literally as far as basically up to where James's head is now, and then from there it's just completely blank, or they have created a much bigger map but you just can't see it because of the fog. I don't know how that stuff works. But let's keep it moving. More headless statues. There hasn't been too much stuff in trash cans. I've been trying, like, not every single one of course, but I have been trying to like have a little look at them from here. And I would assume the indicator would come on if there was something in them from like this type of range. But nothing yet. But definitely curious about those first few encounters on the standard difficulty. How many hits will they take? How much damage will their hits do? Do they have new moves? Are there more enemies? Do they track you from further away? I really don't know. Just want to see if there's a... yeah. Who are these two? Okay. Yeah, because with some of those prompts, he never says anything or acknowledges anything either. He just kind of looks at them. Sometimes he does, but there's a few of them where he just, like, there's no sound. You just sees it, that's it. Boom. Gotta be done. Some big old cones, man. What the f... Some giant cones. Let's have a look at the prices. That's very reasonable. This must have been a while back. Before the inflation truly hit. Can't go in here. We can break some glass. No. This type of glass I think is unbreakable. It's... Confirm that. So, what now? Can't go there. Obviously the map here is not going to be very helpful. She's not here, bro. Or maybe there's a way to get further down there, but... Maybe shit's gonna pop off when I try to go back. Or maybe there's another exit I didn't see. Oh wait, there's this one, I guess. In memory of the 67 who died of illness and now sleep beneath the lake. Ooh. It's a born wonder. Right, there is a central path. I guess we just take this one. There she is. All good. We found her. Roll credits.
Mary?
There's something about her.
No. You're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. Your face, your voice, you could be...
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Warm.
Sorry, I got confused.
Hey. Where are you going?
I need to find Mary.
Didn't you say she died?
Oh? Yeah. 3 years ago. It's just... I got a letter from her.
A letter.
I know how it sounds. I'm not... I don't...
Hey. It's okay. So, what did the letter say?
She said she was waiting for me. In our special place.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
I don't know anymore. There was something. I can't quite...
Hey! I think I might know. I mean, there's this one place. Not far from here.
What kind of place?
The kind two lovers might call special. I can show you if you want. Unless you have somewhere else to be. Something else to do. Hey, easy there. I'm just messing with you. Come on. It's this way.
You're coming with me? Can't you just tell me where it is?
You're just gonna leave me here? Alone? With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
Is it because I remind you of her? You loved her, didn't you? Didn't you?
All right, just... Come on.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, really interesting scene. What is going
Come
on?
Let's go.
This is such a weird game. But I'm really enjoying it. The story is just really taking me for a ride. And James is being taken for a bit of a ride. Mary, Maria. Like, what is happening? There's obviously, like, probably signs there. The tattoo that she has seems very deliberate. We saw that one room that kind of had, like, moths or butterflies or whatever in front of it that had an M on it, right? Is that something to do with her? It's so interesting. It really is. I feel really bad for James. He's just so lost in so many ways. Like, what is going on?
James? What are you doing?
Let's just say his eyes might be a bit distracted at the moment. We've been visually deprived, okay? There's been so much fog going on. Give the guy a break. And well, we've already explored this place, so there's not much else to look at, right?
Through here.
Okay. Definitely interesting to finally have a bit of a companion in the story. It's definitely...
Strange. I could have sworn.
What? Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of these games where I wasn't sure if we'd have any companionship at all for the entire game. And again, it's always the same thing, like, maybe she's not real and he is alone the entire game, but who the hell knows. Could be anything at this stage. Just wanted to see if there's an indicator here for anything, but no. I think she has a wedding ring on her finger as well. I don't know with these things. Like, is the wedding ring always on the left or the right? I think it's a bit different depending on like countries and like different cultures or whatever it might be. I think it's a wedding ring. Okay. Let's have a look. There's definitely a few little things going on here. But all of these statues being headless. Well, the little kid isn't, thankfully, at least. They didn't deface the little kid. Let's see.
Want to take a breather?
What? No, I just... Sorry, I'm just a bit preoccupied.
It's fine. You know, if there's anything you want to talk about, anything at all,
No. Let's just keep moving.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice that the kind of classic dark rooms, horror, monsters has kind of died down for a little bit, and we're just getting a bit more like story and intrigue again. Like the vibe shift has been nice. I don't think they can just rely on that for the entire game. I assume this stays locked. She didn't say anything, but let's have a quick look. Yeah, okay. You were following too close, lady. Give me some room. Ah, of course we can go into this one. And find some treasure. It's funny, of course I upped the difficulty to standard and we haven't had a single encounter in like half an hour. I think we've seen like one photo of Mary. I don't even remember exactly what Mary looks like, so I don't know if this is basically her face is pretty much exactly the same, just with a different haircut. I'd need to see a photo of Mary. Do we even have one? Personal, yeah. We probably do. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, the face looks very similar. Too similar, right? But the eye color's different. Yeah, face looks very similar. But she's got like blue eyes and stuff. I don't know.
This place we're going to, what is it exactly?
it used to be kind of a special place for young couples in these parts. I think it's easier if I just show you.
I mean, of course, one thing it could be is a younger vision of Mary, but then he would have recognized the tattoo, I assume. I doubt she got the tattoo removed later on.
Who is that?
Just a woman. Killed for no real fault of her own by moral, upstanding folk. Common theme, I guess.
What do you mean?
And history, you know?
I thought there was going to be a bit more to it, so I didn't start reading anything out until the conversation was over. Victim of persecution by something. Jennifer, I assume. Carol lived with pride and honor. What happened here shall never be forgotten. I mean, it does say basically Christians, right? Victim persecution by the Christians. Jennifer Carol lived with pride and honor. Okay. So there's that bit, but I think there's also a path here that I walked past. Yeah, this takes us back to the start, but I want to go this way this time. Aha, another creepy photo. So far from home. Routine. What even is that? I can't really make it out. This is some kind of doorway, but... yeah, those are obviously one of the things I'd love to pick up, pretty much all of them, but they can be quite subtle at times, so I'm sure I probably missed one or two already. But hopefully I have enough to paint a picture or to help me. And the bullet supply is definitely coming back. Nice, back up to 48. Okay. So I think this is where the path would have led me. Yep. Alright, let's go. Same thing. Keep going. This is the... no. For a second I thought this was the bit that was previously locked, but it's not. Just wondering what's going to happen when one of those monsters appear. She just whips out a gun and just starts shooting them down. Just final look on this bench as well. Alright, we're good. Jack's in.
There, we can go through the motel.
Of course we can. Alright, we are definitely heading deeper into this part. Again, not sure if there is a way back for us to the previous side. It would be nice to be able to backtrack there. I just want to have a quick look if I can. Probably not. This game does a fairly good job of just stopping you from going places you shouldn't go, like here. Very clear barriers.
Not getting through here.
Yeah, okay.
No reason to. It's the wrong way anyway.
For you, maybe. I wanted that keypad. But yeah, at this stage I just don't know if the story takes me back there or not.
Whoa! Hey! Why'd you do that?
Because I'm a badass. And this is the vandalism any percentage run. Fine. There's one more car here. Well, a couple more. So before we progress forward, yes, again, a bit more looting. Can't pop the trunk of anything. Wow, the car took damage there. That's pretty neat. I didn't realize that. We've seen the wall take damage, but that's kind of cool.
Ah! You startled me.
Nothing. But it was cool. Basically, during the premiere as well, I did continue to get encouragement to just methodically, like, be patient, continue to smash stuff up. Keep exploring, keep looking. It's almost always worth it in the end. So even though we have a lot of duds here, you do it enough, you get rewarded. Especially on standard difficulty, I think it becomes even more important to make sure you're trying to get everything. Alright. Alright, motel time. I assume you can't get in here either. But, oh. Ah, we're going to be back. We're going to be back and crank that. But for now, let's hit the motel.